So you might ask, why make this video? I want to make this video to share my experience. In my opinion, it might change one or two individuals' perspective out there with regards to the COVID-19 vaccine, And in case you don't know what COVID-19 is, COVID-19 is an illness caused by a virus called coronavirus. We are currently in a pandemic, and in my opinion, based on what I have seen, it is a deadly virus that could cost an individual their life, It could cost one their life. Okay, you might ask, why take the Today is the day I take my COVID-19 vaccination, and yes, I took the COVID vaccine. This video is not a clickbait video. I don't do clickbait videos on my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Cynthia, and do subscribe for more free videos. You might say to yourself, or might want to ask a question, okay, you've received the vaccine, why make this video? And the simple answer to that is, I decided to make this video due to the, do I say stigma or negative perceptions I have seen associated with the COVID-19 vaccine. And I said to myself, let me make this video to basically share my experience post receiving the COVID-19 vaccine. This video is not to say to you out there, take the vaccine. I believe that you are all adults out there and you're able to make your own decision based on your own research. I took the vaccine based on my own research. I also took into consideration my ethnical background. I believe that we all, basically the whole wide world, know what COVID-19 is. However, for those who may not know what COVID-19 is, in a nutshell, COVID-19 is an illness caused by a virus called the coronavirus, and it is a deadly virus which has triggered loss of lives around the world, or may I say globally, Hence I use the word, it is a deadly virus. And currently, based on what I have seen, based on my own research, they are still looking into treatment and things like that on how to manage this virus. And what they have come up with so far is the vaccine to help reduce the death rate. To share my experience with you, I put together a few questions that I felt that the public might ask. And number one, how do I receive my vaccine? Here in the UK, you are supposed to be registered with a GP, basically a doctor. And you will receive a letter or a text message from your GP asking you to come for your vaccination. However, you have to book the time that suits you. Basically, book a date and a time that suits you. So how is this vaccine administered? The vaccine is administered at one's upper arm, either the left or the right side, based on whatever side you choose. But before you're giving the vaccine, the individual giving you the vaccine, either a doctor or a nurse, will take a brief medical history from you. And also, they will also explain to you about the side effect that you may experience post receiving the vaccine. When I went for my vaccine, I was told that one of the side effects I will experience is arm numbness and also a mild fever, which might last about few days, maybe 4 or 5 days. And did I experience any side effect post receiving the vaccine? Yes, I did. Immediately he gave me the vaccine, I felt my whole hand went numb. It's like the hand just dropped, and I panicked. Even though he has explained to me, I panicked. Post getting the vaccine, you're asked to sit in a waiting room for about 15 minutes before you go home, just to see if you do experience any side effect while still on the premises, as that will allow them offer you early help if anything happens, which in my opinion was good practice. Also, the doctor did inform me that I will experience a mild fever, which might last a few days, and that I should take paracetamol and basically hydrate myself. Did I get any fever post receiving the vaccination? Yes, I did. I had a mild fever lasting about 3 days, and after 3 days, that disappeared. Also, the arm numbness stayed for about 24 hours or a little bit above 24 hours. Also, with regards to the COVID vaccine, when you're giving this vaccine, you are given a card. On that card, the vaccination is it barcode or something like that is written on your card, and the date also. And I took the Pfizer vaccine, and here in the UK we have 3 types of vaccine. At the time I took my vaccine, we didn't have 3. We had just 2 vaccine here, which was the Pfizer and the Oxford vaccine. I would have preferred to take the Moderna vaccine. That's because I have done my research. I have read about the side effect. I have read about each of the vaccine, and that was the one I had preferred to go for. But at the time I took my vaccine, they didn't have the Moderna in the UK. Currently, the Moderna vaccine is now being given in the UK. Also, for the COVID-19 vaccine to be effective, you must take 2 shots of the vaccine. Second dose has to be given to you 21 days post receiving your first vaccine, or 6 weeks post receiving the first vaccine. Based on what I have seen and also based on my research, your second dose of vaccine has to be the same as the first vaccine you received. I haven't seen individual taking the Oxford and then taking the Pfizer. They normally like to take the same one that you have taken before. So why did I decide to take the vaccine? Okay, some of you might already know that my career background is in health and well-being, and due to the pandemic, my face-to-face consultation are kept at a minimal. And if I were to undertake any face-to-face consultation, I will be provided with suitable PPE, such as my face mask and my face shield. However, I decided to take the vaccine to protect myself, my family, and the public. If you haven't received your vaccine and you're wondering, or you want to basically find out if you can choose a vaccine that you want, like I mentioned, the doctor or the nurse will ask you about your medical background. Based on what you declare, they might advise what vaccine is suitable for you. However, you cannot go to the surgery and demand a particular vaccine. Based on what I have seen, clinics offer just one particular vaccine for about maybe 4 or 8 weeks, and based on what they have available. So what I mean is you can't go for your vaccination. You can't go for your vaccination and have a choice there and there. You just have to wait and ring your GP once in a while to see if the vaccine you prefer taking is available. Then you can go. Like I mentioned, I did my research. And you might want to ask why the Pfizer vaccine and not the Oxford vaccine. Okay, I decided to go for the Pfizer vaccine. Like I mentioned, I did my research, and based on my research, the Pfizer vaccine offered 95% protection from the COVID-19 virus, and the Oxford vaccine provided 90% protection. And I wanted to go for the vaccine that provided the maximum protection. Hence, I went for the Pfizer vaccine. I'm going to address some concerns I had when I first went for my first vaccination, and the place my GP had recommended, because you're asked to go to a specific clinic. I had some concerns there. Number one, the clients coming in, no one there practiced social distancing. People were basically in a queue nearby each other. Yes, we had our face masks on, but in my opinion, that was poor practice. And B, I noticed that the client or the patient were basically going in and coming out quickly. But I see people just going and coming out. You know, when I read about this vaccination thing, when you take a vaccination, you are supposed to sit down there for about, I think, half an hour or 20 minutes before you go. But I'm just seeing people going in and coming out so quick, and it makes me wonder if they're following their protocol, because they have to follow the guidelines, you know. Appointment is due in like 5 minutes, so I'll speak to you guys when I come out. So we speak soon. Post receiving a COVID vaccine, the client or the patient has to sit there, basically in a different waiting room for about 15 minutes, just in case they get any side effect. But with the first place I went to get vaccinated, it wasn't like that. It was basically you come in and you go, you know, and I was like, this is not good, you know. Another concern I had was when I went in to the doctor's room to get vaccinated, on the table, they had about, I would say, 8 or 10 vaccines there. Basically, the vaccine was on top of a card because you're given a card after being vaccinated with the barcode of the vaccine on that card. They had about 8 vaccine laid out on the table on a card, and that was, in my opinion, that is poor practice, because when I trained, we were not trained to put a syringe on the table and then administer to the client. We were trained that the syringe is supposed to be put in a kidney dish. I know that they had loads of clients to attend to, but let me tell you guys this. That is poor practice, in my opinion. Is I don't know if a table is cleaned properly, we were not trained like that. And I don't think because they had lots of queues outside waiting. With the thing with being a caregiver, you have to administer care safely. As a care provider, care must be provided properly. And let me tell you guys one thing with regards to working in the health and well-being industry. If you make a mistake, they wouldn't care if you had whatever amount of people out there waiting for you. You must provide care safely. For me, that is poor practice. And nicely, I told the doctor, okay, you don't have the vaccine I needed, and I will book when you've got the Pfizer vaccine. And he told me that the Pfizer vaccine will be available in about 8 weeks' time. And I also asked him, and I also told him that, don't you guys have kidney dish here? That is better that they put this in kidney dish. He didn't say anything when I said so. Anyway, he just looked at me and said nothing. So then I left, and I was a little bit worried. I said to myself, I have to wait for my vaccination for the next 2 months, basically 8 weeks, and that's a very long time because I needed this vaccine as soon as possible. However, luckily, a doctor friend of mine rang me and told me that a particular clinic in my area was giving the Pfizer vaccine, and I went there to get vaccinated. And in that clinic, it was quite different, and I will score them there at 90%, because the clients coming in, the patient coming in, we were all practicing social distancing. We were also asked to sit down for about 15 minutes or half an hour post getting the vaccination to see if we react. And if we react, we are on site to allow early support. And why I share this negative and a positive story is because sometimes individual might go to a surgery and feel that they have no choice and that they have to just basically go along with what they see. It's not always the case, When you see something that is not right, your instinct will speak to you, and I would say, listen to your instinct and ask questions. Remember, it is your health and your well-being, and yes, a doctor or a nurse might say, take this or take that. You have to do your own research before you receive it. That's if you're not in a critical state. Sometimes you just have to make quick decisions without researching. But when you've got the time to research, do your research before you make any choice, before you make any decision. So guys, that's about it, So if you do have any questions you would like to ask me, you guys know I love reading your comments, and drop comment in the comment section with regards to this topic, and I will answer to your comments. You can also drop me a comment on my Instagram. I will leave my Instagram handle here, and you can follow me on Instagram if you're not following me yet. Anyway, until next time, please do subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. Share the video, and if you do subscribe, do click on the bell sign beside the subscribe button, as that helps notifies you whenever I upload a new video. Until next time, bye.